ninth graders. This lecture is going to cover exercises 6.1 and then 6.3 and 6.4 in your book. The first exercise, 6.1, just has you marking the prepositional phrases and then underlining the objects. Okay, do please be aware that it is possible to have more than one prepositional phrase in a given sentence, so watch that on 6.1. All right. Very little information in this lecture is going to be given on what a preposition is or what a prepositional phrase is, because you guys really should know that by now. And to be fair, the vast majority of you do. Okay. So here we go with the lecture. Prepositional phrases begin with the preposition and end with a noun or pronoun object. All right. That's really all there is to say about that. You have two kinds of prepositional phrases. The first one is an adjectival prepositional phrase. And adjectival prepositional phrases describe nouns and pronouns, just like one-word adjectives do. Occasionally, this means that an adjectival prepositional phrase can even describe a previous object of preposition. Okay, and here's an example of this last idea. He has a history, next slide, book with pictures of the Pearl Harbor bombing. Okay, so you have two prepositional phrases here back to back. With pictures is the first phrase, and it describes book. Okay, and then of the Pearl Harbor bombing is the second prepositional phrase right after the first one, and it does indeed describe, this last prepositional phrase does indeed describe the object of the first one, which is a noun. Okay, objects of preposition, as you recall, are always nouns and pronouns. Okay, all right, so adjectival prepositional phrases describe nouns and pronouns. Okay, then finally here, adverbial prepositional phrases usually modify verbs. So an adverbial prepositional phrase is usually going to modify the verb in the clause. However, prepositional phrases that are adverbial can also describe adjectives and other adverbs, just like one-word adverbs can describe adjectives and other adverbs. Okay, this first one is like most of your adverbial prepositional phrases in that it describes the verb in the clause. Across the road, he saw his long-lost friend. Across the road is your adverbial prepositional phrase, and it describes the verb, saw. Where did he see? He saw him across the road. Next slide. She walked closer to the sound. To the sound is your adverbial prepositional phrase. And to the sound does not describe walked in any way. It describes closer. And closer is an adverb. She walked where? Closer. And to the sound describes your adverb closer. Okay? And then an adverbial prepositional phrase describing an adjective, in this case a predicate adjective. He was loved across the globe. Okay? Across the globe is your adverbial prepositional phrase. It does not describe your verb was. It describes loved. And loved is your predicate adjective. He equals loved. And across the globe describes where he was loved. So it describes loved, which is your PA. Okay? And just for your info, on 6.4, where you have to tell what word the phrases describe. Okay. There are two adverbial phrases on 6, I think I said 6.3, I meant 6.5, my bad. There are two adverbial phrases on 6.5 that describe one an adverb and the other describes an adjective. So if you find that you think that you have an adverbial phrase on 6.5, there's one sentence where the adverbial phrase will describe an adverb and the other sentence where the adverbial phrase will describe an adjective. Other than that, all of your other adverbial phrases on 6.5 and on 6.4 for that matter will describe verbs. Okay. Contact me with any questions. Thanks and have a blessed day. A prepositional phrase may have more than one object. I am going to the store and the gas station. To the store and the gas station is your prepositional phrase. Store is the object of to, but gas station, and yes, I would use both words here, is also the object of to. So a compound object of preposition. Okay, the phrases other than and rather than are also compound prepositions, okay? Just remember that. I have those written in my book, and I'm not sure, but I'm thinking that you will see those perhaps in exercises today or later, okay? Finally, the same words, as you know, we've gone over this many times before, can sometimes function as adverbs or as prepositions. The key here is remember that prepositions always have objects. The objects have to be a noun or a pronoun, okay? If there's no object that the preposition is linking to another word, in other words, a preposition links its object and the rest of the phrase, if there are other words between the preposition and its object, links the whole phrase, prepositional phrase, to another word in the sentence. If there is no object for the preposition, then it is not a preposition. It is indeed an adjective. Look at these examples. Turn the light on later. Okay. You is the understood subject here. Turn is your verb. Light is your direct object. On here is an adverb. Later is not its object. Okay. Later is another adverb, and adverbs can't be OPs. Okay, so on here is an adverb, as is later. But look at on in the next sentence. Put your books on the table. Okay. On is the preposition. Table is its object. On the table is the whole prepositional phrase. And on connects the word table back to the word put. Put them where? On the table. Okay. As always, if you have questions, don't hesitate to message me. Have a wonderful day.